Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another amazing episode of the Perfect Pair Podcast. Rock-T's who I be.
And I'm Krystal, Rock-T's better half.
Indeed she is. How you doing today, Kwame?
Rocky, I knew it. Why? Oh, my God. And I try hard not to let it bother me, too.
Man, let me tell you something.
I'm
This
doing good,
episode is brought to you by PayPal Honey.
Oh,
They saving us some money.
Every day?
Every day.
Well, you shop every day.
Oh, man, that Amazon be on fire. I just be looking for stuff to buy. I don't even need it.
You do, and you talk about me.
Shoot. So we're going to talk about PayPal Honey real soon, man. Thank you guys for supporting the podcast. What we talking about this week?
Okay, so I have like a few questions I want to ask you.
Uh-oh.
So we're just going to see what your responses are to the questions that... Okay, one of them I heard on what I was listening to the radio to D.L. Hughley.
Okay.
And they did it on there. And I was like, oh.
You couldn't wait to ask me.
Right. That's one. And then there's another one that somebody sent me on Facebook about what is my thoughts on this? Because I have my own personal thoughts, but I want to see what you're going to say first.
So let me stop right there before we get going, because every time one of our followers or listeners send us a question,
Right.
we literally answer the question on the episode. We'll respond to them, on email or social media, whatever.
I tell them if you hit me up and you ask a question, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna talk about it. Now, if you don't want me to say your name, I won't say your name.
Right.
I won't say anything, but I'm gonna talk about it, and then I'm gonna tell you, listen. And
keep listening, because she
just
gonna
like
answer.
that one with the ex-wife. She listened, and he did too.
Everybody is still talking about that. That was last week, I believe, or 2 weeks ago, whatever.
I meant that shit too.
You sure did.
I did. Oh, and also I want to talk about my Mother's Day. My honey did so.
Mm-hmm.
He did so good.
She's somebody to always talk about, why you bringing up old stuff? Why you bringing up old stuff? Still ain't forgot about Valentine's Day.
I haven't said nothing about Valentine's Day.
You've been talking about Valentine's Day since Valentine's.
Well, I'm doing it for real. For real.
You know, that's why you laughing so doggone hard.
Well,
Perfect Pair Podcast starts right now.
My Mother's Day was really good. I really appreciate it. My kids was trying to get on my nerves, but he stopped it. He stopped it right on time.
Well, let's start there. Go ahead and continue to brag on your hubby poo.
We had a day out together with just me and you.
Absolutely.
No kids. Mom, can I have? Mom, can I have? Can you do this? Can we please do this?
Mm-hmm.
You cooked on Mother's Day. He cooked breakfast and he cooked dinner. Lunch, I was on my own, but it was okay. That was okay. I was okay. He cooked breakfast and dinner, and I
the
loved
two most important meals of the day.
Right. You're right. Yeah, I had to help a little bit. Now, what you do with the corn? Now, what you do with this, babe?
No, because see, we both make corn on the cob, right? And my corn on the cob is pretty good, but her corn on the cob is like, golly, what are you doing? So I'm making the corn on the cob. She ain't got to do nothing, but she happened to walk into the kitchen at the same time that I'm preparing the food, and I'm like, hey, what you be putting in your corn on the cob? But she's the type that just can't tell me. She got to do it.
No, I tell you, but I just feel like, well, let me just do it because I feel like you're not going to do it right since I'm right there.
My point.
Okay, so, well, it ended up working out for him because I ended up doing some of it.
Was good and mug.
But, yeah, he did. You did so good, honey.
I'm glad you enjoyed your Mother's Day.
I did. And I got me some gifts.
She's still smiling big. She's like a little 3-year-old, ain't she?
I sure am, and I embrace every last bit of it. I tell mothers, do not feel guilty accepting your day. I accept my whole weekend.
Sure, no. That's another thing. She don't do days. She do weekends, weeks, and sometimes months.
Okay. Depending on how my year went with these kids and this husband of mine. But this was good. I really appreciate it. Thank you to all my kids for being so sweet and not begging and telling me I'm awesome on my day.
You are awesome every day, not just on Mother's Day.
Okay.
So let's get it popping, my lovey poo, and you are very welcome.
Thank you. Okay, so here's the question that I heard on D.L. Hughley show.
Okay.
A husband secretly had a vasectomy a year ago, but his wife is now pregnant. Should he tell her that he secretly had a vasectomy or secretly DNA to test the baby?
Okay, wait a minute. So he had a vasectomy.
He had a vasectomy secretly, so he never told his wife.
He never told his wife.
A year ago.
And she's pregnant.
And she's now pregnant. So
how many months is she pregnant? Well, it doesn't matter because if it was a year ago and it's within that year, we got a problem.
So
the math ain't adding up.
She is now pregnant. Right. So she is now pregnant. He wants to know, should he secretly DNA test the baby to find out if it is his? Or should he tell her that he had a vasectomy a year ago?
All right. So you're asking me.
Yes.
Well, first of all, from the little bit I know about, a vasectomy and being a man is even when you have the procedure, it's still a long shot, but a chance that you can still produce.
Yeah.
And get a woman.
There are babies that have been made.
Absolutely. So that's possible. So knowing that information,
you just had it done a year ago, and they usually don't start happening with people with vasectomies until after like 3 to 5 years when it starts to not be work as potent.
Right. So yeah, so I would definitely share that information. I wouldn't secretly do the DNA because now that's gonna cause some more problems. Just be honest with your wife. Just say, hey, look, I didn't tell you.
I got a problem with him getting a vasectomy secretly anyway. Like, why would you do that?
I mean, I wouldn't do that. I would just tell you. But I'm going on. I don't know why he did it, but I'm saying you asking me a question, but if I was him in his situation, I would go ahead and just reveal it to her. Say, hey, listen, honey, happy for the pregnancy. Woohoo, yay, gonna have a baby.
Are you really happy?
Because
you ain't got a vasectomy. Think about it.
Probably not, because in my head, I'm thinking, wait a minute.
And think about it.
But hold on. It's like 50-50 because on one side of my brain, I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. But the other side, I'm like happy because there's still a possibility that I can be potent because of, situation.
But why would you get a vasectomy? You're getting a vasectomy because you don't want to have kids.
Right.
So why would you even halfway be happy?
I
feel like everything he doing is lying. He lying.
Yeah, I still don't understand why he just wouldn't be honest with his wife. Maybe his wife said, I want to have more babies, so don't have one.
Well, I don't know if
maybe he said, I don't want to have no more kids. So he just kind of secretly said, I'm going to make sure I don't have no more kids. I ain't going to tell her. And I'm going to keep on, putting my foot on that neck. But she's never going to get pregnant.
Did you say?
I mean, I'm going to keep on handling business, and she just won't get pregnant, and she'll never know why.
Rocky don't put no foot on my neck. Just FYI. What would you say? Rocky? That damn Ricky Smiley, you been around his ass too long.
Yeah, he rubbing out for me, man. He rubbing out for me.
Why would you say that?
But for real though, he got to come clean now. He got to tell his wife, look.
I'm about to say, he got to come clean regardless. You had a vasectomy. Then I would feel some type of way if you had a vasectomy secretly and didn't tell me. Like, why couldn't you just tell me, hey, I had a vasectomy because I don't want kids?
Right. So you come clean.
I honestly think there's more issues and problems in that relationship than just that.
So
you have to have a vasectomy secretly and not want to tell his wife. Then his wife tells him she's pregnant. I'm pretty sure he did a fake, hi, I'm excited. Because she don't know that he secretly had a vasectomy. So she's thinking, hey, and now he over here thinking like, it's not mine. It must be somebody else. But
he don't want to make a big, huge scene yet because just in case,
right?
There could be a small little minute chance it is his.
Right. I think all of it is wrong because I think somewhere up in there, he don't trust her or she don't trust him. So this is just the beginning of y'all need to go into therapy. Sir, if you listening, I don't know, you probably not, but if your friend is, tell him to go get some therapy because y'all need to figure out if y'all need to stay together or not.
Well, even before the therapy, we still got to get to the solution here. Like, he's got to come clean and tell her, look, I'm happy for the pregnancy and the new baby, but my apologies for not telling you this, but I had a vasectomy last year. Now, she's going to probably be pissed off. She has every right to be, okay? But now, is there anything you need to tell me?
Can you imagine you telling me this?
Is there anything? No. Now that I told you, is there anything you need to tell me?
See, that's what I'm saying. There's some more underlining shit to that. It's more to this story than what is being told. And they don't really, it's something more to this shit. Because I would be looking at you like you just had a vasectomy and I'm pregnant and you telling me you can't have kids.
Is there anything that you need to tell me? That's going to be his next question.
But what if she really didn't do anything?
Only one way to find out. DNA.
That's some bullshit. I say y'all need to go to counseling and go ahead and nip this shit in the butt now. That's too much. There's no much. There's no trust.
You still got to have a DNA test. Right. You got to find out if.
I get that. Yeah, you can still have that, but I still think counseling is well needed to be in that.
Absolutely.
But Speaking of dysfunctions.
Now hold on. Now before you go to the next one, is that all part of this?
Yeah. Well, no, this is not part of this. I just want to keep going on with the dysfunction, but into
okay. Well,
another
let's finish this because I got a follow up to that.
What?
Let's just hypothetically speaking say that the baby is not his. They had a DNA test. Now this is you. We had a DNA test and it's not mine because I had a vasectomy.
Don't put me in that shit. First of all, I wouldn't be in that damn predicament. First and foremost, don't put me on blast.
So what if she okay? Now what advice?
Don't put that on me.
So what advice would you give her if they
you
take a DNA?
You was out there doing. First of all, I had a friend that did. A so-called friend back in the day that did this shit, and this is a true story. I'm not lying. She knew she was messing with somebody else. But she was with another person that was a really good dude. Really, really good dude. Mm-hmm. And I knew the truth. And I told her, I said, you need to stop doing this. You need to go on and come clean and tell the truth now before this baby come out and stuff happen. I said, you need to tell the truth because you don't know. But nope. It's literally holding on to dear God. Like there's a possibility that it is his.
She wrote it all the way out.
She wrote it out. It got to that baby came and the baby was about some months old. Finally, the rumors kept going. They went and got a DNA and that was not that man's baby. And I said, I told you.
Ooh.
And it broke his heart.
Because he bonded with the baby.
Trying to. Everything with the baby. And my thing is if you know you was at that time.
Just be honest.
Just be honest. Be like, listen, I slipped up. We got into it. Whatever happened, blame it on whatever you want to blame it on, but you need to be honest because that baby's going to come out. And and they're going to want a DNA test, and they have every right to have that DNA test. I think every man has every right to ask for a DNA test if they feel like that is not their child.
Preach.
I really do. I think if you have, because if I was a man, I'm going to tell my son, if you got an inkling of thinking that little ain't yours.
You better come on with it.
Listen.
She gonna be mad at you, but she'll be all right.
Just do it.
It's a respect thing.
And I think it gives the man a peace of mind.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if y'all not, I don't care if you're married or not. If you really feel like that's not yours and it may hurt my feelings, I will let you have this DNA test. Then me and you gonna really have some issue because I know this is your child. So then there's going to be another issue that's going to be coming, but it ain't going to have nothing to do about that baby not being yours.
Okay, but just, hey, from a male perspective, what if it's not?
I just told you what I told that other person. Don't put that on me. Like, I don't like you looking at me like I did it. No, I ain't had them issues. I have not had them issues. And I've never had them, and I'm not going to have them kind of issues.
Sure enough, doggone it. So on that note,
unless you trying to tell me you doing some shit secretly.
Hey,
Rocky, the fact that you say, hey.
PayPal, honey, is our best friend. Hello, honey. Go on, honey. Take a chance.
Okay. You better be glad.
So today's episode is sponsored by PayPal, honey, man. The easy way to save when shopping on your iPhone
that I
or
use
computer
every day.
Let me tell you something, man. You've been feeling like the impact of the inflation. Inflation's crazy.
Yep.
What's the craziest price hike that you've ever noticed? Like, for real, what's the craziest price hike that you've noticed?
Shit, everything.
Everything is going up like crazy. But have you ever like used to something being a certain price and then it just went up out of nowhere? You like, what happened?
Everything. I'm telling you, with like my cooking stuff, I tell you all the time, I've been looking a lot of stuff for my little cooking because I got my first little Dutch oven, but now I'm looking for the other cast iron. It's like a, I can't remember the name, but that's what, I always put it in there. Mm-hmm. And they always give me a great deal on all of them. So now I'm getting that actually today when we get off. I had to tell you because they have the other one in the same color that I want. The only reason why I haven't gotten it is because they haven't had my color available.
The only reason why I'm not mad because I'm sure you use PayPal, honey.
I did.
Absolutely. Because I ain't gonna lie, because the little Bluetooth speaker that I just bought.
Yes.
I saved like $26 using PayPal, honey on Amazon. Now, normally
better than me. I had $15.
That was crazy, man.
Still good for me.
It's off the chain, man. Off the chain. So imagine you're shopping on one of the favorite sites, and when you check out, the honey button appears, and all you have to do is click apply coupons. It's so easy because you're shopping. This is the cool thing about it. You don't have
to search for all them coupons because y'all know how people used to do clipping coupons and try to figure out, go to this newspaper,
Absolutely.
Go to this website, go to this. Honey do all of that for you.
And if you forget, it just pops up.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, let me click this honey button right here. And then it goes through all these little calculations. Bam.
That's why I say they do it all for you.
I love it, man. It is what it is, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, Honey doesn't just work on desktop, it works on your iPhone too. Just activate it on Safari, on your phone, and save on the go. If you don't already have Honey, you can straight up be missing out. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting this show at the same time. So get PayPal Honey for free, FREE, at joinhoney.com/perfect pair. That's joinhoney.com/perfect-pair. Pimping. All right, what's your next little question you got to answer?
Oh, okay. So somebody sent me this. You know, I try to stay away from their relationship, but for some reason, they want us to know our take on our relationship based on what they said. So this is Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith and they little stuff. So I guess Will Smith and Jada were having a therapy session, and then they talked about this on their Red Table Talk.
Mm-hmm.
And this particular session broke Jada's heart. Like there was nothing he could have said that came back from this. So what the counselor had asked them in order, they wanted them to rank their family in order from 1 on down,
including the kids
and like their careers and all that other good stuff. I'm trying to find out where his is. But what he ended up saying at the end of the day, so Jada chose hers. Hers was like the kids, Will, herself, her career, and that's the order of her thing.
Okay.
Well, Will put himself first. He put his wife or himself, I think, his career, and then his wife, and then his kids. She broke down and she was devastated that he chose himself over everyone. And she feels like that's the problem in their relationship at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's still now.
Right.
But the fact that he chose himself over her and the kids.
Right.
And the question for us is want to know, like, how do we rank ourselves, and would that devastate me for you to put yourself and your career and all that stuff before me and the kids? You want to know my answer?
Go first. You go first. Ladies
you really
first.
want to know my answer? First of all, I don't know if you're going to be shocked about this or not, but I would hope you would know this. Me personally, I think everybody in a relationship should pick themselves, because and this is another thing that we'll explain, which I totally agree with, because if you are not 100% and you're not okay and you don't take care of yourself, there is nothing you can be for your family.
Preach.
And that's what he was saying in his counseling sessions to Jada,
mm-hmm.
which I totally agree with. I 100% agree with that, because I think a mom, we can't be the best wife, mother, friend, sister, anything if we are not ourselves 100%. If we feeling down, we're not taking care of ourselves, this and that, then they're only going to get a certain percentage of us.
Mm-hmm.
And they deserve all of us, I think.
Okay.
So I would put myself first. I would go with my husband and then my kids.
Okay.
And I just go with that because for me, how we with the way we look at things biblically, is that we praise our God.
Absolutely.
Then we have our spouses and then our kids, because we raise our kids to be adult and to live their life, because they're not going to live their rest of their life with us. It's just going to be me and you. Once they grown, they get married, have their family, they're off.
Come on.
So that is my reasoning of placing the orders that I placed in. So to me, I feel like Jada's showing another side of being like it's never enough for her.
Right. No, you nailed it. I mean, it's that's it, man. How are you going to be great to somebody else if you're not the greatest version of yourself? So I agree 100%. You got to put yourself first, man. I mean, Will took a lot of backlash with that, but he was right about that. Now that's just our opinion.
Right.
Now here's the deal here's the deal. It's okay, you're right, putting ourselves first so we can be the best version of ourselves. But at the same time, you still have to be a great team. So it's like you put yourself first, I put myself first, then you put me, then I put you, then we put our kids.
But I don't think I'm saying like put myself first. Like I'm gonna go party because I want to go party.
No, it's not how I took it.
I'm not saying that. Like we're not saying stuff like that. It's just like taking care of myself, making sure I'm healthy.
Mainly mentally.
Mentally.
And
I'm
emotionally.
saying like if I need therapy, go to therapy and get therapy. You know, sometimes if we want to, like us women, sometimes we just want to go get our nails done. It's okay to take care of yourself. It's okay. But now if you getting your nails done is not making sure your kids get something to eat, you don't need to be getting your nails done. You don't do that kind of stuff. If you need to take time to just get like I need 30 minutes to myself, leaving them with your parents or maybe with your spouse so you can have 30 minutes on a walk. That's taking care of yourself because now you're recuperating, you're regrouping in some ways.
Right.
I guess what I'm saying. But I'm not saying putting yourself first to the point where it doesn't matter what the kids want. I just get everything I want.
Right. It's not coming from a selfish perspective.
Right. It's not saying anything.
It's literally like, hey, I want to make sure that I'm all the way 100% in my right mind. I'm emotionally strong. I'm mentally strong.
I also think Will Smith put his career before everybody too, because he says the career is what provides for his family. So I'm not saying that's
a good
wrong,
point, because
but
what kind of lifestyle do you want to have? Now, if you want to have a very content, modest lifestyle and you can care about how much money you have and all that kind of good stuff, then okay, cool. That's you. He chooses and she chose, because they both in the same profession, to say, hey, I want more. I want my kids to have more than what I had. And this particular career and this lifestyle is going to help me get that. So I'm going to go hard for my family. So later on, I can chill and relax and be on somebody's island where I ain't got to work a lot or whatever. So, you know, it's all about mindset at the end of the day, man. And it's being on the same page.
That part.
So if Jada and Will are not on the same page when they had these discussions, you can understand why it can cause some turmoil. But me and you, we're always on the same page. Not always, but if we fall off, we get back on the same page.
Right.
And then we don't make that same mistake over and over again. You know, we learn from it, we get stronger, and we have an understanding on why we believe things should be a certain way in our marriage.
I'm about to say, that's our marriage. And like you said, because both of them wasn't seeing the same way, I think that's why Jada was so hurt. But they said she broke down and just cried. And to me, I just feel like sometimes some people are just not meant to be together. I really honestly believe that. Like, that does not mean Jada's a bad person, does not mean Will's a bad person, it does not mean any of that. It just means that y'all are just not meant to be together because y'all clash. You keep bumping heads and stuff is not wrong. And it's like, there's really nothing really wrong the way you think if you got somebody that really is okay with that and thinks the same way as you.
Can I give you my perspective on Will and Jada and what I think happened in their relationship and marriage over time? This is just my opinion. I'm clueless because I wasn't in their house. I met Will a long time ago, and that's when Rocky Jr. was about this big.
Right, I remember
And he took a picture with him or whatever at an event out in the public. But Will don't know me from Tupelo, Hickory
Alabama.
Top 10, whatever I'm trying to say. My point is this. Here's my opinion. I believe when they started dating and they got together, that they were young and they were vibing off of how they felt about relationships and being together. That's where the whole open thing started surfacing out there. They got an open relationship. We still to this day don't know if it's true or whatever. I don't know if they've ever admitted that or whatever, but my point is this. They were young and he was doing his thing. She was doing her thing. They both was like, cool. Well, we can be together. If you want to go do your thing on the side, you can do your thing on the side. As long as you protect yourself or whatever. And they probably was okay with having an open relationship at the beginning. They had kids. Everything's great. They're still a family. As they got older, one of them, I'm not going to sit up there and say who, probably said, you know what? I'm ready to make this like an official, real, like monogamous relationship.
Right.
And the other one probably said, why are we gonna mess it up? We've been doing this for this whole time. Let's just keep it as is. Everybody's cool. Everybody, we good with each other. And that's probably where all the turmoil started. Like, well, wait a minute, I don't want to do that no more. I don't want to live that.
I don't think so.
That's it. So
I don't think that's how it happened. I think Will, from the jump, has been trying to do everything he possibly can to make her happy. He's been trying to be that everything to her, because you know how us, and this is how I feel like you've done for me. Because I remember you asking me when we first got together, what do you dream? What have you always wanted? What's your dream home? What's your dream car? What's your this and that? And as soon as I said it, you literally had got it for me. within some couple of years or so. Like, think about it, babe.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you're trying to be that everything that I said I wanted, whatever I always wanted my life to look like.
Right.
So most husbands, I would think, would want to give their wife that. And I think she was just setting the bar higher and higher. If he met it, well, let me see if he loves me this much. Well, let me see if he'll do this. Well, let me see if he'll do this. Because it seemed like to me, nothing's ever enough. And then something happens and it's wrong. And it's like, and he's like, dang, I failed her again. Think about how you feel if you felt like you failed me. And you heard disappointment in your wife. Like when you don't make an appointment like you said you would and I'm disappointed. It's kind of like, dang, when you left the kids at the soccer field.
Dang. I gotta bring that up. Right? Here we go, bringing up old stuff again.
Sorry. But I'm just not bringing it up, but
it's not healthy for a relationship, bringing up old stuff.
No, what I'm saying is the guilt that you felt. So it's like let me figure out how I don't want that to happen ever again.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's what he's feeling every time he so-called failed her or didn't meet her expectations. And to me, she's putting her happiness in his hands. So he's going to fail her every single time.
But here's the deal. I mean, I don't know, man. It's first of all, it's none of our business.
Well, they put somebody else, I forgot who said it. They was like, this was none of our business. They were like the fairy tale couple that everybody wished to be. But when they got on that red table talk, they the ones that put their business out there for everybody to say something and make a comment about. Because you've put your business out there. We've gotten our business out there. Everybody don't agree with what we do and how we do things, which is okay. Mm-hmm. But everybody's going to have their own opinion. And that's their opinion. These people, what do they expect? They have their opinion about everything else. They don't think people are going to have opinion about them and what they're doing.
Right.
And you're putting it out there because you want people to know the real you. Okay, then.
So my point is, like I said, it's still none of our business. Regardless, they put it out there. It ain't none of, they can do whatever they want to do with their life. They can live however they want.
It ain't, but they did.
They can make whatever choice they want. Just because they made their personal life into the public, okay, cool. But it's none of our business. I'm just speaking hypothetically on what I think happened. Somewhere along the line, they both agreed, and Will agreed to allow Jada to kind of live an open life over here.
Well, according to the red table
because of that,
I don't know.
He probably did too a couple of times. I don't know, but he probably got to the point where it's like, you know what? Can we stop this? Can we stop this and just make it real now?
Can we stop playing?
And she probably said, why? We ain't done it this far. Let's keep doing, Well,
I don't want to put it all on her. I'm just saying it's what it appears to me, what it seems like. If y'all go back and watch some of his interviews that he had with Oprah, all this stuff, he was traumatized by his daddy beating on his mama. So he wanted to make sure he was a protector. Everything, all these little interviews that he does, and he speaks on how when he first met Jada and their little sex lives, like she was like a rabbit, but he was like, he was going to do whatever he had to do to make sure he gave her enough loving.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, or he was going to die trying.
Right.
He didn't care, even though he was feeling like he couldn't hang, but he was going to do whatever he could just so he can please her. Any man that's doing all of that, and he's still doing that. And when I don't care, people don't want to talk about that damn slap. But y'all seen her face. Everybody was laughing. There you go playing. But everybody Everybody was laughing about that little joke that Chris Rock made. And that look she gave when he saw the disappointment and disgust on her face.
What?
And she may not have been looking at him, but she was looking at Chris Rock or saying it towards him. But the fact that he saw that look on her face, he felt like he had to respond to make her happy again. Like, because think about it. If I feel like you didn't defend me or do this and stuff, I'm going to let you have it. I'm look at you like, so we just going to sit there? You ain't going to take up for me right then? And we done had this discussion before.
Say what now?
One thing you're not going to do is talk crazy to my husband in front of me.
True story.
No, that's what you won't do. You're not going to disrespect him. You're not going to do any of that. And he bet not let nobody do that to me, especially in front of him. Hey. So with that being said, you see, like, why he went over there and slapped the shit out of Chris Rock, that was wrong. But I feel like it's because he's steady trying to please her and make her happy and make her not feel. And then they crazy ass is going to go to the after party dancing and shit like nothing ever. Like they just slap somebody. And that's some crazy shit. That's some foolery and that's dysfunction. I'm sorry, but that's my opinion.
That's the word. We're going to end it right there. The word of the day is dysfunction. But once again, it ain't none of our business. That's just our opinions.
They put their business out there. It was ours. It's ours and everybody else in the world. And Africa and all. Egypt. Everybody knowing. Everybody talking about that shit.
So on that note,
In other news,
that's the Perfect Pair Podcast. One more again. Make sure you guys follow, download, subscribe, and tell a friend to tell a friend. Keep on trucking, ducking, quack, quack.
bye.
I don't know what that was.
I don't know.
Just came back.
Rocky.
Keep on trucking, ducking, quack, quack. Shucky, ducky, quack, quack.
Rocky. Okay.
You're a comedian,
now,
right?
Oh, I remember.
There it is.
Bye.
Doses. So pretty much, ladies and gentlemen, billy goats and girls and bats and everything else.
Why do you do that? Just say ladies and gentlemen, or just say hi. We are here to tell you guys where to subscribe.
Why are you talking like that? You don't even talk like that. Talk
I
like
know,
yourself.
because I'm waiting for you. Okay.
Subscribe.
Okay. Subscribe. Please listen. You will not be sorry.
Did you just fart?
No, that's your breath. Oh.
Oh, comeback time. Oh.
Bye.